Hi folks, Doug here, Ellis Car Customs, where it's another hot, moist day in the shop. It's not raining, but it feels like it should be raining in here. Welcome to the show, welcome back if you're returning Nomad Warrior. Welcome aboard if you're new, and there are a lot of new people out there, so I appreciate it. Uh, We've got the back all polished up like we did the sides. So at some point I'm gonna roll out some plastic and drape it over the car to protect the paint while we do other things. But in this episode, as you saw in the last episode, I got the headliner and various bits. And so in this episode I need to get those bows cleaned up to where we can put the headliner in the thing so we can install glass. That'll be a great thing. Show you another thing I have that I'm glad that I have. Is these anodized aluminum bits that go on the side of the car. I believe they'll clean up nicely, you know, at least for this project, because they get an ungodly stupid amount for this little thin piece of aluminum. So I'm glad I have those. I have these. I have the trim that goes around it, the trim for the doors. I'll have to look and see if I have the trim for the fenders or not. Hopefully I do. But yeah, I'm glad I have those, because those also have to go on before like interior stuff goes in, because you gotta be able to get through those access plates that I made to get to the back side of the trim to attach it. But yeah, we'll start on those bows, see how far we get. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Also, you saw in the last episode I got these rear seat mounts. I figured I'd show you. They have kind of a unique shape to them. So you have the curvature of the wheel well there. I do believe, I don't know if it's bright enough to see, but I believe they fit up against that wheel well, because they sure do seem to fit nicely there. And I'll have to double check the placement of them, but that's about where they go. So that's what those things are. Those little suckers weren't cheap either. I think they were like $160 for a pair of them or something like that. So if you're building one of these tri-fis, be prepared to open the wallet. There's my buddy Nomad keeping his eye on me again. So if you were here a long time ago, it seems like a long time ago, when we ripped out the headliner that was in that roof, this is the old headliner. So I left it all kind of together because all these bows are specific. They're all different. So as I take them off the headliner, you know, at least when I stretch it out, I can tell what was front and what was back. And I'm going to number each one of them so that they don't get out of order. But you can see what we're up against. A lot of surface rust, you know, basically the chrome is gone. So I'm going to take the grinder and a flapper disc and clean them up as best I can. If I'm lucky, they won't be super pitted, you know, because I'd hate to have to put a layer of filler or something to fill all the pits on it if they look terrible. But we'll know shortly. I'll take this thing apart, number these bows, and then we'll get after it. So this is bow number 1. Start going over it with my disc there. It's not pitted super deep, but let me set this down. You see, this is what we're starting with. And and this is after running over it with a disc. Maybe the pits aren't so deep that a couple of real heavy coats of high build primer and some sanding might smooth it out enough where some chrome spray will make them look serviceable. But yeah, that's what we're up against. I'll keep plugging away. Well, we got some ominous weather moving in, according to the weather alert. So, all the bows are ground and they're all numbered, front to back. So, my plan is I'll probably, rather than just coating them all or whatever, I'll put a heavy high build primer on and then just fill the bad bits rather than thinking I gotta fill the whole thing. The high build primer will probably fill some of this smaller stuff, so if any big pits show up, we'll just dab a little on there. If you're not into Tri-5s, you might be wondering, why is he doing this to headliner bows? Because you can't really see them and all that stuff. Well, on these Nomads, you can. The bows are on the outside of the headliner. Kind of more gingerbread from Chevrolet. And back in the day, they were chrome plated and really pretty. But these will never be as pretty as they were when they rolled out of GM, but hopefully they'll be serviceable. That's my plan. Prissy came down to visit me, huh, Prissy? How you doing, Prissy? So we got a good heavy coat on these things, and probably, I don't know, I'll sand them out with some fairly fine sandpaper and probably hit them 2 or 3 times to try to get them as level as I can. before I hit them with some chrome spray. But until these are done, I can't do the headliner because these have to be all sprayed and dry before I do that. So I'll have to keep coming up with things because I can't put the windows in yet because I want the headliner to go in before the glass. So sometimes you're beating your head up against a wall because stuff is backing up on you. But yes, Prissy, I know you're there. But we'll keep plugging away. So I took some fine steel wool to this anodized aluminum insert and just scrubbed the bejesus out of it. And I think it's blingerific now. It'll, especially once you get the trim that goes on either side of it. But yeah, for our project, it beats spending between $700 and $900 on these things. So yeah, a penny saved. So I just had to look at this on here. That's where she goes. Like I said when I was cutting and buffing, once this piece is on there, that paint that's underneath there, if you're lucky, is never seen again. But nice thing about this is with all the Frankensteining we did with this quarter panel, all the pieces that, if you go back in the earlier episodes when I was building this quarter, you'll know what I'm talking about. But all these holes are lining up with the relief in the anodized piece just like they're supposed to. So I guess we can call that a win. It must mean that the quarter panel's straight and the trim should fit. Like I say, I have the trim that goes above and below, curls down, goes up to the door. I have the door trim. I'm just not sure about the fenders. But yeah, step back and get a look here. But yeah, these pieces here are really what make a 57. I mean, the Black Widows are cool. They don't have these pieces or whatever, but in the end, I really like these inserts. They really make a 57 pop, especially when you get the trim around it. So that's where I'm gonna leave y'all today. We got our bows cleaned and into primer anyways. They shouldn't be too terrible. I polished my anodize there just to see what it would look like. I like it. It's one of them things where if you run into a brick wall, you know, like you can't go on to the next step until this step is done, but this step is going to be a bit. That's kind of why I polish the anodize and things like that. I always try to keep moving forward, you know, rather than just say, well, screw it, I'll leave it till tomorrow, come back. You know, I'll find something else to do, even if it's not a immediate pressing concern, just to keep going, because every little project you do is going to get you further along. It's something you won't have to do down the road. So that's just how I work. Thanks for the likes and the comments and the subscriptions and everything. So it's been helping a lot more people to find me out here in the woods. So I do appreciate it. Thanks for the gifts and the well wishes and the compliments, and It's been fun. I'll let you go now. Take care. See you on the next one.